So I'm parked here and I've decided I'm going to go this way up to Lochnagar, and then I'm going to assume I'm going to get signal here and I can check the weather. If we're all good, I'm going to come along here to here, and then somewhere kind of en route along here, hopefully camp. And then if the weather's okay tomorrow, I'm going to come out here and cut the video here, and then come back and come along here, along here, along here, along here, and then depending on weather, depending on the time, I'll either come down here and camp, or I might just walk back out to here. Well, as per usual, I am late starting off. There you go, at least it stopped raining. So I'm going to follow this just now, and if I zoom in, right along up there, and then I'm going to cut up. The path just goes up in there. You can't see it, but Lochnagar is in the cloud. Then I'm hoping to come right round these, camp away up there somewhere, and come back down the loch tomorrow. But as always, we shall wait and see. Starting to clear a bit now. Onwards and upwards. At least the sun's out. Happy days. Well, at least I know I'm going the right way. Fresh water. Bet that's tasty. Well, it is absolutely boiling. I did not expect it to be this warm. So, I'm not really sure where to head here, but I'm just going to follow the path. I guess we're going to be going up there. Well, at least it's a nice day. Well, I'm off out on a wee mini adventure. So I'm up at Loch Muick, I think it's pronounced. And I'm going to attempt some of these Munros. And the only reason I'm doing it is so I can get a camp. Got up yesterday at 5. Went to work, did a wee early shift overtime because I need to pay for my Hilleberg somehow. Left straight after work and it was chucking rain. It's a shit drive up. So I stopped at Glenshee, had an overnight there. Didn't get best sleep because it was windy as. Blowing out my arse. When I woke this morning, still friggin' raining. So, kind of slow start, then an hour drive round, parked up, packed on, which is heavy, and going off up these hills. So, I've got no signal. So I wasn't really able to check the weather for tomorrow. So I decided then to do these anti-clockwise So I'll be further round, and if the weather does turn tomorrow, it's an easier drop down. So I better keep going. Have a look. So I'm going to guess this pile of rumble means I'm turning off here, and oh, I can see the path. There you go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I am going all the way up there. It's about to be a cracking day. It was a bit of a gamble driving all the way up here, but it's paid off for today's weather anyway. Cracking views over there. Right, enough faffing, let's go. I knew I could hear the bugger. I just couldn't quite see him, but I've now spied him. He's got his girlfriends with him. Looks like he's got about 4 or 5 girls there. There he is. Not my most favourite animal. Don't mind a wee deer. Girlfriends, I'll take them. Mr. Stag. Nah, not today. I think I've done the worst of the ascent. Oh, wait till you see. And I think I'm going round that way. I don't really know. Holy moly. There's a couple of humans up there. Well, there's my first summit for today, Lochnagar. I can't remember its proper name. I've just stopped to have a seat and a cheese piece. It's so quiet. So that was where I sat and had my lunch over there. And I've just snapped over. And here we are at Lochnagar. But obviously, I'm just going to climb up here and get that. The 360 view to Lochnagar. Well, that's me made it to the second summit. I have to say, it's a bit of a letdown. What do you see? What's that? Oh well. Right. So, I'm going to keep going a bit yet, obviously. I need to get a water source at some point. And back over a top and another one. And then get a campsite up in these hills. Well, it's 4 o'clock and I'm still wandering about the hills. But the good thing is, I cross water down here before I go back up again. So I'll lift water, and I've still got a couple of hours before kind of semi-darkness, but I would prefer to get my tent up in daylight. Had a couple of these staggy things roaming about. Oh, hopefully, if I'm up the hill, they'll go down the hill for nighttime shenanigans with their girlfriends, hopefully. Anyhows, better keep going. Happy days. Here is my water source. So I am going to fill up, and I don't know if you can see that the path's just swiggling in there. See it kind of in there, and then it dips down. And if I zoom in, you'll see it going up there. No, you can't really see it, but it does. It goes way up there and then doubles back onto that hole. Oh, but if I've no water, I've no dinner, so let's get the water. Well, the sun has gone. Temperature's fairly dropped. And, oh God, I just spied them. You won't be able to pick them up in this. There's a stag over there. Yeah, you can't see it. Look at him, he's even looking at me. Nah. Hopefully they bug off. So I'm going up to do, they're actually there, right there. Going to go up and do this other minnow, and then might camp up there. I'll see what time it is, and then if you have a wee look along here, that up there is Cairngorms. That would be the fourth one, and away over there, you'll be able to see it, up there is Càrn, that would be the fifth one, and then dropping down into Lochnagar. But I'm for up here. I don't know if you can see them. There's one there. It's going to be a close encounter, I think. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Fingers crossed. Well, 5 o'clock. And I was, earlier today, away over there. And away over that one. So, this is the third one for today. Third summit. Don't know what the name is. Càrn something. There we are. Oh! There. And I believe back there is most probably a bit of the plane wreck. There's a plane crash here, way back. So now I just need to decide, where am I going to pitch my tent? Can still see for miles, like. Well, all is quiet at the minute. And the hilly beast is up. So I just need to get everything in it. get something to eat. I can hear them a wee bit in the distance, as long as they stay over there. Well, good morning. It is 7:30 and I've been awake for ages. So, had my breakfast, had a coffee, slowly starting to pack up my loads of stuff. And, yep, as you can tell, it is raining. And there ain't much for views now. So I'm kind of glad I changed the way I was coming up here yesterday. So I've only got 2 Munros to get the way down, and I might, depending how the weather is when I get down, stop in at the Bothy and dry out, possibly. But first I need to get this tent down and get organised. Well, off we go. And as you can tell, there's next to no visibility. But, oops, got a rough idea where I'm going. I'll like, have a look a bit. See what you see. Right, off I go. Let's hope we don't get lost today. Well, still not much view-wise. This is me on Cairngorms, the 4th. Going over this circuit. Kind of keeps coming and going. It opens up and then disappears. And like that. So now I'm going to make my way down there to Càrn, is it? I don't know. I think so. There we are. Up here, that is Càrn. White Mounth. And the weather's shit. Well, unfortunately, there are absolutely no views. Happily, back on the path, I felt as if I was never going to get off that boulder field coming off of Càrn. But as you can see, or not see, still no views, but at least I get half decent views yesterday. So I've made the decision that instead of going straight back to the van, I am going to go via the Bothy. I've been there before. Carl and I have camped there before. The weather's pretty shit for today. Tomorrow looks not bad in some areas, but at the time I get back down here I'll have no signal again, so I'm going to stop at the Bothy, dry some stuff out, chill out for a bit, have a coffee, and then I'll either decide stay in the Bothy, camp, walk back out the van. I don't know, because it's not that late. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's about 11ish. So wait and see what happens. There you go, have a look. So I think this is what they call the pony hut. Look here. No ponies. Definitely pony poo. But no ponies. So still no views. But hey ho. Keep going. Well, I don't think it's long to hit the loch now. And I've not been round this way, so oh jeez. It's not particularly cold, just a bit miserable and no views. But I think that might be the loch. You can't see it. Definitely not. So I've made my way down this wee path. Just cutting in the side of this hill, which is handy. And there is Loch Muick. So I'm going to continue. I don't know if you can see the path. If you look faintly, you can see it going there. And then round the bottom of the loch. And then round again. And just stopping in at the bothy. If you look down there, if it was a nice day, and you get a camp down there, must earmark that for another time. Definitely. Well, the clouds lifted a wee bit, so at least now you can actually see the loch. So, if you see way up the top there, I've cut down along that. It was actually felt never ending. Seriously. But now we're at the loch, finally. And on my way round to the bothy, I am going to scout for a camp pitch. If not for tonight, another time. Well, it's still pretty miserable. Right, I'm going to go and have a look. I have on my way here spied a couple of camp spots, so I may camp, but I'm going to look and see if there's anybody in the bothy. Let's see if that's good. Some wood. Something there. Cardboard. Right, let's have a look. Okay. Nobody. It's quite dark, isn't it? Well, the stove is hot. It's probably not hot now. Right, I'm going to dump my stuff, go get water, have a coffee, probably have my lunch and chill out a bit. See what happens. Well, the place is looking a bit more like a laundrette or a drying room. Whoever was in before left it a state, so I actually did a bit of housework. I've swept up nice and tidy, and I'm now going to have a mug shot, a cheese roll, and chill out and decide what's happening next, which, to be fair, will depend on this weather, and it's looking not bad, so we shall see. Well, it's not quite blue skies and sunshine, but what a difference a couple of hours makes. Waterproofs are off, and got stuff dried off in the bothy. So now I'm going to have a wee wander along, and I'm going to pitch my tent. And that looks like a wee spot on there. Or I could get in here. I definitely could get in there. I'll go and check that out, and I might be back. Look at my view tonight. And hopefully it's just the sound of lapping water which will allow me to drift off to sleep. And no they randy beggars up the hills. Hopefully. And we shall see. Well, the wind is fairly picking up. The rain has stopped though. There's the hilly beast. This will be fine. And it's going to take an absolute shitload of rain for that to come up to 10 level. It's definitely windy. Definitely blowing a hoolie out there. I'll get some light on in here. Wow. Yep. It's windy. Not to worry. I'm cosy, and tonight I am having, where is it? I'm sure it's pulled pork. I've taken the label off, but I'm sure it's pulled pork, which is nom nom nom. The water is lapping closer, but I don't think it'll come up. And we've got a nice high bathtub here, so we should be alright. I'll be asleep. Anyhow, time for my dinner. I'll catch you later. Well, it is seriously windy. I didn't think I was going to kick off this much. But at least I'm not on the summit. I have put nearly everything into dry bags just in case I need to bail at the last minute. But I am going to try and get some sleep. Wish me luck. as you can gather, it is really kicking off with the wind this morning. The tent is taking a fair bashing. Hoping, because it's only just by 6 o'clock, that once daylight breaks this, it might just calm down a wee bit. Hopefully. I don't know. It is really kicking off, man. We're gonna risk a look at here. As you see, still there. It's very windy. That's actually the water spraying off the loch that's hitting the tent. Let's see if I can get a wee bit open here. It is. It's going to be a nice day. Just get this tent down somehow. Finally calming down. So now just going to make my way back out to the van and hopefully get signal at some point and decide what's happening for today. Well, it's definitely fresh this morning. Shouldn't be too long before I'm back at the van. I think maybe a mile or something, I don't know. I'm just enjoying the no peoples. This is day 3 still of the mini adventure. I walked out from Loch Muick this morning, back to the van, drove round to Glenshee, had a breakfast for lunch, and now I'm away out on some more hills and for another hike up. So we'll look about and see if you get that. Bit of blue sky over there. But yep, back into rain and off into clag. Not so happy days. Well, the weather ain't much better, so I have decided that I'm going to backdrop and go and get this Munros and then probably go up the hill, unless the weather goes back to what is forecasted. Who knows? So there behind me is the Munros for today. But it's a good here. Oh, that shelter. There we go. So just over 2 years ago, 2 year past in August, I did my first 2 Munros, the Cairn and Ghèoidh, which are 2 of the 3 at Cairn at Glenshee. And today I've finally done the 3rd one. Not particularly because I want to bag all the Munros, but I'm hoping for a camp on the way back down at Càrn, hopefully. But the weather, as per usual, it's forecasted, so I don't know yet, so I'll make my way back down. I did attempt to do a bag drop. I got about 50 feet away from my bag and I was like, no, that's my life savings. I need to get back for it. So I've humped it all the way here, and I'll probably need to hump it all the way back. But let's see if I can go and get a camp. Fingers crossed the weather does change. Well, it's 5:30 and I can't see this lifting. So I did see a doable spot near a wee loching, so I might just head there, make a decision whether to pitch the tent or just get back down. Well, yep, it is dark and I'm in the clag and it's just no lifting. So 6:30, I get back to the van. That's what it is. Off we go. Can't see a thing. And it's raining. I want to be in my van. Well, I have safely made it back to the van. It is pitch black. So this is definitely going to be the end of this mini adventure, because I'm off home tomorrow. First thing in the morning, I'm off down the road. Let's go. So if you've watched, thank you. If you've not, I don't care. And as always, these videos are from my memories. They're not professional, I'm well aware of that, and it's no, don't go and do what I do, okay? But I want to be able to look back when I'm old and weary and remember what I did do. So catch you in the next adventure.